Zoe Saldana has starred in three highest grossing movies of all time, and she's worth over $40 million. But peace, still out of reach. Freedom, still something she's chasing. It turns out you can have everything, a whole bunch of money, and still feel trapped. Because the soft life isn't about how much you earn, it's about whether you healed the part of you that believes that you're not enough. As someone who went through this 9 years ago, and as a lifestyle coach for the last 6 years that helps women create their soft life no matter their income, I can tell you, money does not fix misalignment. First, I want to give a shout out to Zoe's amazing win at the Oscars this year was her first, celebrating your first of many. As I watched the clip from ABC News' video here on YouTube called Oscars 2025, Zoe Saldana wins her first Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in Emilia Perez. Her emotion, her gratitude, they're absolutely beautiful. Definitely something that all Black and brown women can relate to because we fight so hard, and yet it's so amazing to finally be seen. So here's your flowers, Zoe. And yet, I love how in her interview from the CBS Sunday Morning video called Extended Interview, Zoe Saldana on Changes She's Overcome, Zoe opened up about the emptiness that can follow even the biggest success. Both can be true. Our emotions and feelings don't have to be one or the other. So we often feel both things at the same time. You can be both grateful and still tired. You can be celebrated and still feel unseen. You can be winning and still not feel free. So today I'm going to walk you through Zoe Saldana's story and showing you not just that money can't buy your soft life, but the one thing you actually need instead to create it. There are 4 things I want you to notice. Number 1, our fear of losing keeps us from performing. Number 2, her success didn't heal scarcity. Number 3, success without safety feels like survival. And number 4, freedom isn't found in more, it's found in enough. Let's get into it. Scarcity doesn't always sound like I'm broke. It also sounds like I'm feeling unseen, a whisper that not only says you're not enough, but it also screams, work your ass off to prove that they're wrong. That's why even the most successful women stay stuck in constant motion. Not because they love the grind, but because it's a pathway to proving I am enough. We're not just chasing success, we're trying to prove that we deserve it. Zoe talked about this too, how being a woman of color in Hollywood made her feel like she had to say yes to everything just to be taken seriously, to prove that she belonged. But that's not ambition, that's survival. It's what happens when your worth depends on proving everyone who doubted you wrong. We're taught that saying yes opens doors, that being available, agreeable, and ready for anything is how you stay successful. But that subconsciously says the only way to silence doubt is to outperform it, that the way to earn respect is to work harder, to stay longer, to do more. Because what if the opportunity never comes again? What if saying no means you miss your big break? People might forget you're capable. And if they forget, you might lose everything that you've worked for. So you stay busy, not because you're passionate, but because you don't feel safe enough to pause. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. The moment you start saying yes out of fear instead of out of alignment, you stop building a soft life and step full throttle into burn. Everyone feels like a battle in the war. You're still fighting, just with better clothes and higher stakes. Because scarcity doesn't just make you work harder, it makes you ignore your intuition, the very thing that could have guided you to something better. You don't need to prove them, you need to prove yourself safe. I used to run on this exact same energy. Every no I heard became fuel. Every doubt made me grind harder. And for years, I said yes to projects, promotions, opportunities that didn't actually fit what I wanted. Just because I was scared to lose the momentum, I was scared to say no. And yes, it got me results. And every single time that I ignored that gut feeling, I paid for it later in stress and resentment and burnout, exhausted, anxious, and disconnected from myself. The moment I stopped chasing validation and started choosing alignment, everything shifted. I stopped working to prove I could win, and I started working because I wanted to. Learning to trust myself enough to say no was terrifying at first, but it's the exact thing that built the peace that I have now. So if you've been living on autopilot, saying yes even when your body says absolutely no, here's what I want you to try. Before you say yes, I want you to pause and ask yourself, if this opportunity never comes again, would I still be okay? If the answer is no, that's scarcity talking. If the answer is yes, that's alignment. Start trusting that peace is proof, not permission. Softness doesn't start when you finally have time to rest. It starts when rest no longer feels like a threat. Saying no isn't the end of opportunity. It's the beginning of trust. It's how you teach your nervous system that you are safe even when you slow down. But here's where this gets tricky, because even when you do say yes to aligned opportunities, even when you start winning, there's another layer most women don't see coming. But Zoe's story proves this perfectly. $40 million in the bank, 3 highest grossing films of all time, and yet she still said, I wanted to explore more. That's not ambition anymore. That's the exhaustion of never feeling like you've arrived, the exhaustion of hustle culture chasing success. Every new win feels like another check on the to-do list instead of a reward. Somehow, we have this subconscious belief that peace comes after the next milestone, after the next raise, after the house, after the degree, that once you hit that point, you'll finally breathe. But the truth, scarcity doesn't disappear with success. It just moves the finish line. It whispers, you've done well, but now on to the next one. And before you know it, you're chasing the goalpost that keeps moving, already forgetting the last win you just accomplished. I've lived this, I'm telling you. By the end of my 20s, I had everything I thought made me successful for my age. The degree, the condo, the career, the salary, even the vacations. And yet, I remember sitting at my desk one day and looking around and thinking, is this it? That was 2008. For the next decade, I kept chasing more. A better title, a bigger paycheck, a faster pace, thinking I'd finally have that more I was looking for. But in 2019, I finally realized something. It wasn't that I wanted more. I wanted the right things, not just anything. So if you're in that place right now where you've achieved so much but still feel behind, here's the first thing you need. Are you listening? You need vision. Look at what you're chasing. Ask yourself, is that what I actually want? Or was I taught to want that? That one question will tell you more about your alignment than any vision board ever could. Because without vision, achievement becomes just doing the next best thing. You keep taking steps, not because it fulfills you, but because you don't know what else to reach for. You keep taking steps, but not in any particular direction. You're the blue dot on the GPS with no destination and therefore no path. Vision anchors you. It turns success from survival into direction. And that's where we're headed next. Because if you don't pair success with safety, you'll stay stuck in survival mode, no matter how much you earn. And this is the part that most women don't see. Even when you have money, that fear doesn't disappear. It just upgrades. If this hits close to home and you're realizing your soft life can't wait for a higher paycheck, I actually built a free assessment to help you figure out what's blocking your soft life. It's 9 questions. It'll show you how well you are using the 3 skills that build your soft life. Plus, in the personalized report that I send you, you'll get the 3 first steps to start building your soft life right now. You can grab it in the description. It's a 2-minute self-assessment that changes everything once you see it. Because here's the truth. Success without safety just feels like survival. Scarcity isn't just money. It's also about safety. Zoe's story shows that. She lost her father when she was 9. She said, your heart break before you even understand what heartbreak means. So think about that for a second. 9 years old, before you've even learned what grief is, you're living in it. And here's what happens when trauma hits that early. Your body learns that safety is temporary, that love can disappear without warning, that you have to earn your right to be protected. And she spent years, decades, trying to fill that void with work, achievement, and success. But here's the other side of that. That constant motion isn't fulfillment. It's survival. It's your body trying to outrun a 9-year-old's grief. And she's not the only one doing this, starting with me. So many of us high-achieving women, especially Black women, learned early that stillness is not safe because for generations, our mothers, our grandmothers, and great-grandmothers couldn't afford to stop. Rest wasn't rewarded. It was punished. Stillness meant vulnerability. Motion meant survival. Even when we have success, our bodies still don't believe it. Stillness feels like exposure, like we're about to be caught off guard. And then another sneaky subconscious belief is that work equals safety, that if you stay busy, you stay safe. And honestly, that belief didn't come out of nowhere. It's generational, it's cultural, it's systemic. And think about it. How many of us watched our mothers work 2 jobs and still apologize for resting? How many of us heard idle hands are the devil's workshop before we even understood what the word idle meant? That wasn't laziness they were fighting. It was fear. Fear that if they stopped, everything would fall apart. Our ancestors weren't allowed to rest, literally. And over time, that survival code got passed down. If I work harder, I'll finally be safe. If I never stop, they can't take it away. So now, even when we have success, the body doesn't believe it. The brain still says, keep going. It's not safe to stop. But here's the truth. Work plus work does not equal freedom. It just equals more work. You can't outwork trauma. You can't earn safety through exhaustion. That's why so many of us are successful but still feel trapped because our nervous systems are still running on survival mode. This is why I say all the time, for Black women especially, the soft life is not luxury. It's rebellion. Building a soft life says, I might work to fund my life, but I will not let work consume my life. It's choosing alignment over assimilation. It's refusing to perform safety for systems that were never built to protect us. I've lived this cycle too, especially as a corporate girly. I worked like peace was a paycheck I hadn't earned yet. I believed if I kept showing up louder, better, stronger, eventually I'd feel safe. But safety doesn't come from proving yourself. It comes from trusting yourself. The first time I let myself rest without guilt, it felt My body didn't know what to do, but I rested again and something shifted in me. That discomfort wasn't laziness, it was a detox. I was unlearning survival mode. This is exactly where your soft life system's coming to play. So here's what I want you to try this week. Do a body scan and ask your body, what kind of rest do I need? And do one thing that feels restful. And don't wait until you've finished everything on your to-do list. Rest now. Take a nap, sit outside, move slow. And when your brain says you should be doing more, remind yourself this is the work. Resting is how you reteach your body that it's safe to exist without performing. Because if stillness feels unsafe, no amount of success will make you feel free. You can earn all the money, win all the awards, build all the empires. But if your nervous system still thinks you're in danger, you'll never build your soft life. And that's why softness isn't weakness, it's warrior's work. It's healing generations of women who were told that rest was laziness. But even once you find peace, there's one more layer that we as women miss. And that's what I want to break down next. So at this point in Zoe's story, Zoe's done it all. Box office records, awards, money, power. And finally, she's no longer chasing more. She's doing projects that reflect her truth, not her status. She's choosing family over red carpets, purpose over pressure, and alignment over applause. After a while, success stops being the goal and peace becomes the goal. But here's the thing. We've been conditioned to believe the opposite. We're taught that freedom comes from more. More money, more control, more status, more followers. We keep thinking, once I hit 6 figures, I'll exhale. Then it's once I hit multiple 6 figures, I'll exhale. Then it's once I have a team, the house, the freedom, I'll exhale, right? But the goalpost was never the problem. The programming was. The truth is, freedom doesn't live in more. It lives in enough. Freedom isn't about expanding your capacity to work. It's about expanding your capacity to receive, to rest, to breathe, to feel satisfied right now. Because if you can't feel free where you are right now today, you won't feel free when you finally get there. Money doesn't change that. It amplifies what's already inside you. So if you're aligned, it multiplies peace. If you're not, it multiplies pressure. When I stopped chasing more and started asking what actually feels enough for me, everything changed. I made less money than the year before, and it was the first year that I felt free. I'm not saying you have to be broke to feel free. I'm just saying don't let money stop you. Not because I gave up on success, but because I redefined what success meant. I stopped measuring my worth by my output. I started measuring it by my peace because I wasn't working for validation anymore. I was working from my vision. Once I started saying no more often, not only did I stumble into my soft life, my peace expanded, and ironically, so did my opportunities, because alignment creates overflow. Scarcity only creates exhaustion, but alignment creates overflow. This is why I do what I do. I stumbled onto my soft life, but it doesn't have to be something that may or may not happen or be a stumble for you. As an experienced lifestyle coach, I want to help you heal your scarcity, stop being burnt out, and build your soft life. When you've been running on this programming for years, learning that conditioning takes more than just willpower. It takes support. Your nervous system doesn't just decide to feel safe one day. It has to be shown over and over again that it's allowed to rest. And that's why community and coaching matter so much. You can't heal in the same isolation that trained you to overwork. You need spaces that remind you that rest is safe, softness is strength, and that you're not the only one trying to rewire what enough means. You're not out here alone, because freedom isn't something you earn, it's something you allow. It starts the moment you decide what I have, who I am, and where I am is already enough. That's the essence of the soft life. It's not the end of the journey, it's the beginning of peace. If a woman worth $40 million still feels trapped, it's not about wealth, it's about healing our wounds. Soft life doesn't start with more, it starts with alignment. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to get alignment, heal your scarcity mindset, and build your soft life, regardless of your income level. See you in the next video.